What's up, everybody? JuskiReign here, and I'm back with another channel update for you today. Today is Thursday, January 21st, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick little insight into what's going on, what has been going on my channel, and what will be coming up in the future. So first, we're going to start with Dirge of Cerberus Final Fantasy VII. I just recently completed this playthrough. If you guys want to go ahead and click on the banner up there on the top left-hand side, you'll be taken to my Dirge of Cerberus Final Fantasy VII playlist, where you guys will be able to see my complete playthrough of the PlayStation 2 game, Dirge of Cerberus Final Fantasy VII. Well, I said that a lot, didn't I? It was a really great game. I actually enjoyed it very much. For those of you who don't know, I am a huge Final Fantasy VII fanboy. I love the game. I love the characters, I love the setting, I love the story, and I have said so many times throughout the Dirge of Cerberus playthrough. If you guys have seen that, I say that quite a lot during that game. I also said that quite a lot during my Crisis Core playthrough over here, which we'll be getting to towards the end of this video, so just hang tight on that. But I love Final Fantasy VII, all the characters, the story. It is a masterpiece in my opinion, the greatest game of all time, also in my opinion, my favorite game of all time. And I've actually never played Dirge of Cerberus before prior to this playthrough that I recorded for YouTube. So I was really excited to jump into that game, to play it for the first time. I played it on an actual PS2, so I used an Elgato gaming capture card, Elgato capture card HD to be exact, and I captured my PlayStation 2, so I made a nice fancy overlay and everything that you could see with the game, and it was a lot of fun. I did run into two technical difficulties which were very easily overcome several minutes later when that happened, but since I was playing on an actual PS2, the disc that I had obtained, that I purchased from my local GameStop, had a few scratches in it here and there, and you know, we got past it, so just go check it out for yourself and see. There are 14 videos in all in the playlist. Some of them are almost 2 hours long. As a matter of fact, I think one of them is over 2 hours long, but they encompass each chapter within the game. So each major chapter, each stage, if you will, has its own video in the playlist, and I've named them accordingly. So go ahead and check that out if you've never seen the game before. It has positive and negative reactions, mixed reviews from fans. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty decent game for what it was worth. It was cool to see all the characters again, play through all the different settings in Final Fantasy VII in a new light, so to speak, you know, in a different perspective. It's a third-person action game, so it was a pretty cool, and of course, you know, PlayStation 2's graphical capabilities at the time were greater than PlayStation 1, which Final Fantasy VII, you know, originally debuted on PlayStation 1, so it's a pretty cool game overall. Go ahead and check it out. I definitely recommend you watching my playthrough if you haven't seen the game before. Or even if you have seen the game before and played it and you want a new perspective on it, my take, go ahead and check it out. Okay, second on the agenda is Van Helsing, The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing Final Cut. I spoke about this game in my previous channel update video where I was saying that my friend Cedric and I were going to be jumping into it and playing it, and we actually did. We played a whole bunch of this game so far. If you click on the banner right at the top there, you'll be taken to the playlist for my Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing Final Cut playthrough. Cedric and I are doing that together. So recently, Diablo 3 has released its Season 5, patch 2.4 and Season 5, which I'm going to kind of step aside from Diablo this season. I also wanted to address that in this video, and I'm not really going to be touching Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls for the near future. I kind of burnt myself out, to be honest with you guys, on playing that game. I kind of played it hardcore, not the hardcore game mode, but when I say hardcore, I meant I played it a whole lot over the past several years that it's been out, and keeping up on every patch, everything. And I kind of burnt myself out on it a little bit. So I'm taking a break from it for now. But Cedric, I know, is playing Season 5. And the reason I brought Diablo up when I'm talking about Van Helsing is because Cedric is my partner in Van Helsing. We're playing, playing through that game together. So he's kind of busy with Diablo 3 at the moment. I'm busy with other games, as I'm about to address in a few minutes here. But I just wanted to address Van Helsing quickly because I wanted to let you all know that that is not canceled. It's just put on a brief hold for the time being. Cedric and I will be returning to the Van Helsing playthrough. I know it was quite popular and a lot of people have watched it, so I do want to go back to it. I do want to finish the game We are Final Cut, as you know, is Van Helsing 1, 2, and 3 all merged together into one game, one complete package. We are somewhere around the middle, or kind of getting to the middle of the second game right now. So, you know, to put into perspective how far we are into the game, we've completely beat the first game, and we're into the second one right now. We will be going back to that game eventually, within the coming weeks or months. I'm not quite sure, but you know, click that banner to go to the playlist to watch all that we've done so far, and it will be continuing. Okay, third topic at hand, Dust and Elysian Tale. Alright, if you take a look right up at the top here on the top right hand side of the screen, you can click that banner to go to my Dust and Elysian Tale playthrough. That is a game that's been on my backlog for, I want to say, several months now, more than several months. I actually started that excuse me, I started that game a while back, and I got about 20 or so videos into it. If you know, click on the banner, you'll see my playlist of about 20 videos or so, give or take a few. I don't know where I stopped in that game. I don't know how far into the game I am. I don't know how long it is ultimately, but I am going to be finishing it. So that's why I wanted to address it in this channel update video. I will be finishing Dust and Elysian Tale very shortly. Right after the game that I'm going to be speaking about next, I'm going to be going back to Dust. So I saved the game that I'm going to be continuing next up on my channel for last, so that I can speak about that last. But Dust and Elysian Tale will be continuing on my excuse me, on my channel here a lot sooner than Van Helsing, because once I'm finished with Crisis Core, I'm going to talk about that in a second, I'll be going back to Dust. So Dust will be continuing and will be completed eventually on my channel here. So keep a lookout for that if you guys are into that. Dust is a really cool 2D kind of side-scrolling platform action game, and I really enjoyed playing it so far. Like I said, click on the banner, you'll see what I've done so far in the game for my playthrough, and I will be continuing it shortly. Okay, finally, last but not least, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. You can go ahead and click on that banner right there to be taken to my Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII playthrough so far. Again, this is a game that I've started, and I have not yet completed it. As I addressed before, I am in a Final Fantasy VII mood right now because of the Final Fantasy VII Remake that was announced several months ago at E3, and then just recently at the PlayStation Experience event, they gave us a gameplay trailer which showed off movement in the game and some of the battle system. So, like I said in the beginning of this video, I am a huge Final Fantasy VII fanboy. This remake has got me so hyped and so excited for when it's released. I know it's probably not going to be released until next year, 2017. That's most likely. We don't have a release date as of yet, but that's most likely when it's going to be coming out, to coincide with the 20th anniversary of the release of Final Fantasy VII. Because as you all may or may not know, Final Fantasy VII originally came out in 1997. So 2017 will be 20 years. I'm sure that's probably what they're aiming for, to release the Final Fantasy VII Remake. The remake is going to be episodic, so we're hoping that at least the first episode will be released in 2017. So hopefully that's what we'll be expecting. But anyway, I am in a Final Fantasy VII mood, as I have just played and recently completed Dirge of Cerberus. I will be very shortly, coming up next on my channel, as a matter of fact, the next videos I upload after this channel update will be more of Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. So I have started that game. I got quite a ways into it. Totally not even anywhere near completing it yet, but I did make some headway in the beginning of the game. I can't remember exactly where I left off, but we will be returning to it very shortly, and I'll pick up right where I left off. Now, one thing I do want to say, and I'll also say this when I pick up with Crisis Core again on my next video that I upload for it, about an hour or so of footage that I recorded for Crisis Core before I stopped playing it several months ago, like I said, about an hour to an hour and a half of footage will be missing. And the reason for that is because Twitch, I don't know why this happened, but when I upload videos to my YouTube channel, I'm taking them from highlights from my stream, from my Twitch stream. So I'll archive the stream, I'll highlight it, and then I'll upload it to YouTube from the archive. Well, what happened, the last time I played Crisis Core, Twitch actually put an audio block on like a big chunk of that video, like about the last 75% of the video. The audio was muted because apparently they're saying it was a copyrighted audio. I don't know why that happened, because nothing in the game changed from all the hours I played it before until this last video that I played now. None of the audio was blocked for the other videos, so I don't know what happened there. They did say that there was an audio copyright match or something like that. I disputed it. I did email Twitch about it, but they never got back to me, and so therefore that video I didn't upload to YouTube because there was no audio, and that's forever lost in the vast cosmos of the internet. It's since been taken down because Twitch doesn't save past broadcasts forever now. You have to actually make a highlight, and I never highlighted it because it didn't have audio yet. So anyway, I am going to, long story short, I'm going to be playing Crisis Core again. There's just going to be about an hour or so footage missing from my last video in the playlist to the next video that I'm going to upload in the playlist, and I'll address that in that video again as well. So, but go ahead and click on the Crisis Core banner right here for you to be taken to my Crisis Core playthrough, my playlist for my Crisis Core playthrough so far, and there will be new videos being added very shortly as I continue to play Crisis Core in that playlist. Alright guys, go ahead and click on my little avatar right over here to subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet. I really would appreciate it if you guys want to see more content on all of these games that I've spoken about today, and also a lot more in the future as well, things that I haven't spoken about. I'll of course be uploading as they come. I might have a few surprises here and there. So, but go ahead and click on my little guy right over here on the left hand side so you can subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed to it, and I would very greatly appreciate that. Guys, thank you so much for checking out this channel update for Thursday, January 21st, 2016. And I will be back very shortly with more content on Crisis Core, Dust after that, Van Helsing when Sedek and I can get together to do that, and a lot more in the future. So, thank you again. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for everything, guys. I really appreciate it. Take care. See you next time.